Cash. What's he going to do with it? It is a pistol round after all, but let's see. I'm curious. Where's he going to go? He could go into main, could go into Squeaky, but I'm banking on main. Main is where I think he is headed. I don't think Squeaky makes sense on a pistol round, but main definitely does. Having a cheeky peek. Spot 6 are there. They'll exchange some bullets, but nobody's dead just yet. But surely it's a matter of time. Dennis, a notorious pistol round player. There we go. 6 in the red, but not quite dead. Nobody... Ooh, actually, no. Happy is, of course, lurking towards the Squeaky door at the moment, trying to harass with the Glock, but don't know how much that will amount to.
I like it from Dennis. You know, that's I think that's a 1v1 that you really want to take as the CTs. You want to always try to take those 1v1s at range before the Ts have tried to overwhelm a position. I think it's a good call. But it is the B play. That's what ENVYUS have decided to do after that initial exchange by main. And Twist is there. He's got great pistols himself as well. And there's another headshot coming in from Twist, holding the back of Checkers at the moment. Still a problem, but the problem is now no more, as it's Schneider who could perhaps preside on this A bomb site to, or rather B bomb site to provide the defense, and that's indeed the case. That's a really nice series of kills there from GODSENT to hold it.
I do wonder where the psyche of Schneider is on the current team as well, because in the previous iteration he was quite evidently very unhappy with how things were going. Borderline depressed in some of his interviews, it looked like, but now we've got a new era for GODSENT, so we'll see how things continue for them. Off on the right foot here, getting the pistol round on the CT side, and it seems aggression will be the order of the day towards the B bomb site. Only the really the bomb carrier there for NV and RPK lurking outside. I like this boost. We used to see this with Ken Yes on occasion with an AWP. There's pretty much always a gap. I would say 95% of the time there's a gap there. But these days he would stand on the lockers to look at that angle. So something for you to do if you are a sniper player on the T side. Goodbye, Happy. Envy with no grenades. Kevlar, but no grenades in this round. Moving away from the A site after showing some presence and having Happy get picked off.
Yeah, I think that the fact that there was a guy waiting there sort of must have suggested to them, okay, there could be an A push here, but ENVYUS don't want to play into that. They have gone towards B. And there is an ample amount of defense waiting, all this utility getting tossed in to delay the push. And ENVYUS have sort of just been, they've been sent backwards and forwards here. RPK was left. Oh my god. Oh, it's absolutely ridiculous. Looking for the third. He's going to probably get it as well. So close, but not quite. Almost. 8 health for Disco Doppler. How is RPK so good? And they're backed away again, but Freddy B, he's dead. What on earth does that?
6 with great positioning, and there's 8 HP for Doppler. By the way, that left panel wall just in CT spawn is sprayable from the car position as a T. You may find people hiding there on occasion. Is he going for it? That wouldn't make sense.
RPK is so sick.
So let's see where Doppler goes. Okay, he's not going there. Yeah, that wall panel is sprayable. Often you'll find CTs hiding there. Well, maybe not so often. Yeah, that's right in that corner. So if you, that's a place where CTs will stand from time to time if they're trying to save in CT spawn. But if you're in the car position with an AK, you can spray and kill somebody standing there. So it is an angle, a wallbang to be aware of. Well then, GODSENT off to a good start, but it's quickly halted by the likes of Envy. And again, RPK has just been an absolute monster. Look at the trigger discipline with that CZ. It is absolutely insane the work he did with that.
At that range, with the limited bullets that you get, to almost kill 3 players with helmets is crazy. Oh my god. He's so consistently good for ENVYUS. I hope it continues there for them. They've had quite the streak of matches lately, doing quite well for themselves. And this is GODSENT's. This is basically the only map that GODSENT can play right now. Like, statistically speaking, like, this is by far their best map. And this is, like, if ENVYUS are to win this against them, they've done the hard work against GODSENT. And GODSENT have just gone for the force buy. It's always very dangerous in CSGO, so ENVYUS, they do have some good anti-force buy rounds. And Cash is a pretty decent map for them too, so I like this. We're going to see them waltzing into the main area, and they're just going to likely throw all their Molotovs that they have in the smokes and just go with that.
Yeah, Happy's got a molly, and he's in Squeaky, so he should be throwing that towards the forklift position. Indeed, he's doing exactly that. A very key position to Molotov. Again, I'm trying to give lots of tips for people at home when they play and matchmaking and so on. So important to Molotov that area because it's such a strong position for the CTs. Scream peppering around the smoke, keeping an eye on that main area. GODSENT looks like they're going to try and do something here, but they have a fair amount that they could save for the next round. Freddy, Schneider, and Dopplan all have Kevlar, so I don't really know if they need to commit to this, commit to their doom. They're going to do so anyway. Not a single person's going to go down for the T side, but I think the CTs had a fair amount of stuff that they could save, but this is an eco round for them, so there would be more saving to be done. So fair enough.
That was a really nice round by ENVYUS. And actually, it was Happy's like old LDLC that were the first team to actually run the set pieces from A main, whereby you do them behind the smoke. He was the first to actually come up with that. So it's
Happy or Existence?
Happy, I'm pretty sure, because I remember doing a video on it, like in 2014 or something.
Okay.
So at least I can double check because
I'll take your word for it.
I'm fairly sure it was Happy, but maybe it was Existence. Anyway, I'll look into that. Either way, definitely no strangers to some good T-side play on this map, and they have the AWP on 6er now, so I'm curious how that will change things for them, and also if GODSENT will take aggression because they don't have utility or an AWP.
This is the pop flash lineup when you want to throw a pop flash for your teammate, and it seems Freddy B might just have a peek, and if there were like 2 or 3 players there, then having the later flashbang as well would have been monstrous, but he probably would have been sprayed into oblivion. Either way, that is how you throw a pop flash for a teammate into main on cash. Freiberg used to do it a lot for NIP as well. And this could be in some trouble here. Trying to secure himself from main, but I'm not sure if Squeaky's open.
What is that smoke from the T's? There's a massive gap there for Tennis. They tried to like actually smoke so they could split onto the CTs, but it's all gone wrong. They have actually managed to get some kills out of this thanks to Scream, and they're on the bomb site, but that was an interesting situation. I like the play out of GODSENT to try to shut down A main, and ENVYUS didn't respond in the best way, but they have the bomb ticking away.
Man advantage for the CTs, and they've got people coming in from 3 directions. That's a really strong smoke to throw for Scream, but it doesn't survive it, and that leaves Happy alone. He could try and maneuver around these smokes, but Schneider will maneuver bullets into his face, and ultimately that will win GODSENT the round. XMS jumped. I don't understand. There was a smoke. Okay, there was a smoke that Dennis or whoever it was threw into main, and then XMS, look at this. What is this?
Yeah, but the smoke on the left, the T's through that. He thought it was covering that position. He thought he would be able to jump through.
Well,
no, but that was why it's interesting actually, because
you better throw that smoke correctly then, if you're going to make a play like that.
That's the thing, isn't it? Because I doubt that's a smoke you practice, because it's rare that you see the CTs, play deep like that. And I really like that GODSENT did that, because again, it's like, okay, they haven't got AWP, they hadn't got utility, they had to do something, and so they decided to take that bit of map control straight away, and they could have won the round off of that. So I like that, and they have the AWP this round as well to play off of. So I like the early shenanigans between these two teams that we're seeing already.
There is the Molotov being lined up eventually for the vents. It's actually difficult to, if you have somebody outside B waiting for a CT to... ooh, that's a combination smoke with the ones that GetRight likes to throw. So these nades outside B, I initially learned those from GetRight, and they're really strong to take the checkers area, but I like the combination of the vent Molotov as well. I haven't seen them both use at the same time. They're very meticulous from Envy.
And RPK is the guy brandishing the AK to try to get the entries onto the site. He's really good at this, so looking for those headshots. Often we think about Scream, but RPK, man, he's got headshots for days, and here he creeps around the side of the site. That's almost a free kill, but he keeps the spray going through being blinded, and it's good. And also Schneider will go down in the corner of the bomb site. So ENVYUS have taken this very well. Their game plan here is being quite successful, and they've locked GODSENT out of the bomb site. They've not lost a player, but they have exhausted all their utility.
5 versus 3. Yeah, with so many lasers. Don't think the utility matters anymore for Envy, but what a strong execute from them. Again, it's the grenades they threw are no surprise, but to use them together,
Yep.
you don't often see that, but it does make it a lot safer to take checkers because you don't have cover from vents when you move in there. So that was nicely done by Envy.
I think
and
teams don't do
GODSENT weren't
enough.
prepared. GODSENT just weren't prepared there. Player on default, completely exposed, had no idea RPK could be so close. So, I mean, maybe there were two of them on the B sides as well, so I can only assume the guy on default thought maybe his teammate was covering.
The thing about it as well is that, like, and why we should see it more is just because I think it is really strong, because you take checkers away, like you say, one player can actually kind of do that. If you've got one guy that's really good at it, he can sort of solo push that with the Molotov and the smokes and so on. And if the CTs are of a passive inclination, they are going to go 2 onto the bomb site. Then you have such a sick execution with Molotovs to set up. It's really effective.
Yeah, or not, you know, because they're forced back so far, they don't have info. So if you do that every round, then it makes it really hard to identify what exactly you're doing. Same default, and then change your execute later on.
Yeah, that's really strong. And GODSENT, I mean, there's still God's weapons to work with here. Obviously saving 3 from the last round. B did sort of, the B defense just died instantly, so it's like there's no chance. Like, okay, we'll save these 3 guns. And they are looking for a way in here, and it's quite difficult. ENVYUS are taking a slow pace because they are expecting GODSENT to try something at the start of the round, but they have not done so. So now ENVYUS, as we hit the minute mark, they're like, okay, it's time to take some map control. It's time to set ourselves up into a bomb site.
So Freddy B is moving forward in the main area, moving towards that locker position. And he's got Dennis for a pop flash as well. So we'll see how that continues. In the meantime, Schneider trying to fight towards B. So is this a fake from Envy? Because they're trying to push the B site, but the bomb is heading towards main. And there's almost 30 seconds left on the clock here. So if Freddy B manages to get a pick, then this could be monstrous. Does he let Happy run past though? It seems Happy may move into A before the bomb does. The bomb's still lurking on its own. And there it is, spotted. And he's going to push forward. Smart stuff from him. 6 of faces as the flash goes off. Manages to survive. Is there time? Dennis on the site. So is Happy though. Spots him. 13 seconds. The bomb has to cross. The bomb is down. And now it's down to Happy. He won't do it either. RPK is miles away. And he has no chance of winning this round because there's one player in front, one player behind. And it works out for GODSENT thanks to Freddy B's position.
Thanks to Dennis getting the quad kill as well, just absolutely just demolishing these players. But yeah, that is a high impact frag. Indeed. GODSENT with some fight in them here, and it makes the money situation start to get a bit weird here for both teams, because both teams are in a spot where they have nothing should they lose this round. So this is a really high impact round for both of them, and it would definitely have a strong favor to whoever team wins this round to have momentum for the following rounds. And GODSENT just going with a pretty standard 1-3-1 setup, and they're going to push our ENVYUS straight through the smoke, looking to take middle away from GODSENT, but it's GODSENT that take the lives away from ENVYUS. They are down to 2 men. They have to rush in, and it's not going to work out for them.
Schneider shutting things down towards the B bomb site. 3 kills for him. Really strong stuff. So it seems they chose to, they're choosing to change things and not allow Envy to execute to take the checkers area without a fight. So they're telling Envy, we will, sometimes we're just going to pop out and wreck you. So you better be careful. You're not going to get away with doing this every round and being in your comfort zone. Sometimes we'll take that comfort away. Both teams managed to eke out a bye as the score is 4-4. So some initial grenades from Envy, perhaps trying to stop an early push from the CTs into main. Not often you see a Molotov placed there by the T side, but that might also be to try and get it down before the smoke, to leave a gap in the smoke. They continue to push with these 2 players towards that forklift area, spotting Schneider on short instead of B. He gets taken down. Dennis, they will trade.
Yeah, Dennis in a good position, and that's ENVYUS needs something from this position. I mean, Happy is sitting there, but he could use some distraction. Scream is there in a forward spot in middle. He's going to try to work with this, setting the flash over the white box, trying to anticipate a player close. There is none though. as he scans for players in the distance towards the bomb site. Oh, that is stunning stuff there from Dennis. He is so sharp right now. Another frag for him. He has had such a sick couple rounds already, and this round's not even done just yet.
Six has got RPK to cover him from the mid area, so he needs to concentrate on the site, and RPK runs yet more distraction, but Six is on the high ground, so he's going to give some sound cues away, close with the deagle, but Freddy will take his head off, and that's the bomb. RPK now 1 versus 2. Can he get around the car position before the flank comes in from the B bomb site? He knows that there's a B player in play, but he can't look everywhere at once, and the round will go to GODSENT. An expensive round for both sides. No plant for Envy, and GODSENT press on.
GODSENT in a great position. Dennis is just beast mode at the moment. So sharp. That shot down, straight down middle, looks so clean there. And I do wonder if they'll get a little bit aggressive here. They are against pistols, but we're going to see what they opt to do here. Looking for something is Disco.plant. Got to be really careful with these forward positions when the pistols are in play, and he is so dead right now. He's so dead. Definitely was not anticipating the pistol. Schneider has to bring out the USP, get some good connections, but it's fragging for ENVYUS.
It's an interesting position from which to throw a smoke grenade. 3 versus 2. It's awkward for Twist. They're waiting for him to miss a shot so they can push in on him. And indeed, that will happen, and they'll take him down. But Freddy B. Neither of these Ts have made their way to the bomb site. That's similar to what happened in the show match we had, where we took the B bomb site and then somebody ran through and lost the bomb. Their names mentioned. It wasn't Dan. He was on the other side, team killing his teammates. GODSENT 6-4. They lose 3 players. An expensive round for them, but maybe taking some unnecessary risk. Throwing us. I don't know why you'd have. I mean, he had cover from his teammate, but it clearly wasn't enough. He was in the corner as well, so he couldn't even. He couldn't even pop into checkers when he saw them because he just had put himself in a position where he couldn't escape, and if someone picks him, unless his teammate kills him or he dies. So could have been cheaper for GODSENT, but they won the round nonetheless. 6-4, both teams on the right.
Yeah, now at the moment we're just getting some pressure there from Happy on the door. I wonder if Happy will hear anything or will have heard anything, if there was any sound to be heard from that position, as he continues his pressure towards Squeaky. And his team is otherwise playing really passively still. So expecting aggression from GODSENT. And GODSENT's cash CT side used to be characterized by a lot of aggression, especially from Pronax. He'd always just walk in middle. We would see him do that time and time again, and it would work a surprisingly large amount of times. I could never understand how it had such a high degree of efficacy, but again, ENVYUS, you can see their routine here. 1 minute's passed, they start to move. They're like, okay, nothing's going on from GODSENT. We have to take initiative.
No one spotted just yet. There's a pop flash for Freddy, but he's okay for the time being. Will they check his position? Got to be so worried about the forklift position at the same time. That's a great jump from RPK, but it yields nothing. Bomb spotted. 2 men down for both sides. There's still another CT though. That's a great no-scope from Sixer. Going for the bomb plant. Will there be a push from the CTs? There will. There's no cover for him. Happy still in the squeaky door, and Scream around the forklift. There goes Scream as well. And now Happy will have to keep the smiles on his teammates' faces by clutching this one. The spray won't be enough. Doplan to finish things off. Again, GODSENT survive with 2 players, but they survive and they extend their lead to 3.
Yeah, it's a great spot here now for GODSENT to start taking that momentum. ENVYUS can go for a force up here. There is that option. The problem is that they wouldn't have any grenades if they wanted to have AKs all around, but they're going to go do the smart thing and just say, okay, we'll get some pistols, some Kevlars, and try to get some pressure onto GODSENT and their economy. They're going to go for a push towards the A side here, where Dennis has been doing remarkable work. And he'll get pop flashed in there, and he gets a spot. Sees 2 players. I like how that was just a flash for info as opposed to going for the commitment, but it looks like it's all down to Freddy B here as the spray comes in. It's good for 2.
RPK on form at the moment with that entry. 3 versus 2. The bomb plant for Envy, crucial for them. Again, there's another round where they have the potential to do big damage. XMS, where is he going? He's going for the biggest flank of all time, but I don't know that the bomb is planted for him. So, but he's made it work. It seems that delayed tactic is working out. Schneider taken down, and there's Happy popping out. So Twist is in an awkward position. Happy can beat the initial engager, and XMS will come out to trade. Lovely stuff from Envy. Took a gamble, and it paid off. And again, talking of paying off, all the damage they did to GODSENT in those previous rounds when GODSENT survived with 2 players, GODSENT have no money now.
Twist almost clutched that as well. I think he got a dink onto XMS at the end. That was really close. Twist is good, but not good enough it seems. Indeed, it's hard economic times for GODSENT now.
You're just calling Twist out. He's not good enough.
Dude, he did like everything.
How are you going to play him like that?
He did literally everything he could there. It's nuts. Had 1 bullet on the ESP, got the headshot, but XMS was too strong. Too much health. GODSENT don't have any utility with this really. 3 flashbangs, not that much. If ENVYUS were to just go together, as they have been around the 1 minute mark, towards a bomb site altogether, they throw the appropriate Molotovs, they should be completely fine, to be honest.
Be honest then.
And we have seen them do that in the previous round. They just went to A main, they threw all the grenades from that position in an anti-eco situation. So we'd like to see that again, but we'll see. Sixer flashed, takes a shot, gets a connection, and that is a lovely start for ENVYUS.
And these French players, maybe not Sixer necessarily, but some of them should know when you see a flash like that, the guy's probably on the site or in headshot, because Existence used to throw that flash for RPK when they used to play the B-bomb site together. And RPK would be over towards the checkers area, and he would pop out from there. Man advantage for Envy, make it 2. Twist getting picked off. Where is the bomb headed? It seems RPK will lead the charge to the B bomb site, and I have to say I'm really happy at how strong RPK is at the moment. Long may it continue. It's taken a while after going back to full time, but RPK is a scary individual.
Well, Dennis has given people quite some scares as well, and here comes the Eagle, but can't quite get the connection he wants, and that might be it really for him. I don't know if he'll get too many more chances. There's no real... I mean, there's a smoke that RPK could throw, but it's not really in your interest usually to smoke, a position off in this position. We've got so many players in the site, so... Anyways, 7-5 for GODSENT currently, is soon to be 7-6. ENVYUS are closing in on their score, having a resurgence here. Looks like they will be fairly successful in getting some damage here from Dennis. 2 quick kills, but otherwise, oh my god, Dennis is just going a bit ham there. A trio of frags from the Deagle. That's some nice money made for Dennis.
FPL mode for Dennis.
It
is, and it keeps. Well, I say it keeps Envy honest, but there are 2 rounds remaining, so it doesn't really matter, especially because GODSENT don't have money to buy in this round. So it is. It's stats padding.
It might matter for Dennis though. I mean, he got a lot of money out of the additional kills, so he might be able to afford some goodies in the following rounds that he otherwise would not have been able to. And
how many kills did he get?
He got 3 with the Deagle.
So he makes $200 profit from the Deagle.
And he did buy a flashbang in this round. So there's your $200 gone. And the flashbang has not yielded anything. He's still alive though with the USP, but it's so difficult the USP because there's so many pistols. Like for the PT50, it's $300. You can get a 1-shot with that. So it's like the USP in comparison.
The what?
What?
Did you say the P250?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Oh well, yeah, not anymore. But
stop misleading the audience.
I'm sorry for misleading people and misinformation, fake news.
I still haven't had time to play around with these pistols.
That's the thing. Like I haven't really had time to play with either.
I mean, I've read Sloth Squadron's posts about them, but
cool.
it's about feel, right? Because like before they changed the P250. If I was sniping, I would prefer it to a 5.7 or a Tech 9 in a lot of situations because the moving accuracy was very abusable.
Yeah.
So
it was really good.
for my purposes, I preferred it. So there's a lot to be said about the feel of the weapons after a change, as opposed to just the statistics on paper.
I did the same. It was like the better companion pistol for the AWP, but we've got some aggression here from ENVYUS. They're going pretty hard in towards the B site, and RPK will get caught off in the blind spot where Schneider was sitting. just sort of gambling that one was RPK, and that's not going to pay off for ENVYUS. They need to take some action now, and they may decide to take middle, but that's Dennis in this position. He's going to go for a frag. I can't believe that he actually gets that. Scream goes down as well before they can act. And now ENVYUS are in an awful position, and it just compounds.
That's beautiful stuff. And that, you know, I mentioned Optic earlier, and talking about positions, I'm just assuming that they're not all playing their usual positions at the moment, but we'll find out when I get to watch them play. But you can see the experience of Dennis there, just charging forward, perfect timing. Man just knows when is a reasonable time to strike in that mid area. So there's a lot to be said about when you're playing out of your usual position and how long it takes you to improve based on experience and nuances and so on. It's a lot of hours to pick up a new position, which is why it's so problematic for teams who are put together in such a fashion. XMS, last man for Envy in the last round of the first half. So it seems that GODSENT will have the slight lead moving into the second half. Do you think this score favours either side moving into the second half?
I think it's favorable for GODSENT, just because I think they should have a strong T side, as this is their map. So I would expect them to be pretty happy with this overall, but it is so close. I mean, you know, it can all come off of that pistol round. You know, if ENVYUS or GODSENT win it, they get such a big advantage, and then the other team gets so few chances afterwards. So I think it's pretty difficult to say. It's even. Let's put it that way. GODSENT are going to go for a rush into the B sites, and Happy's there ready to receive with the USP. He's going to spot this on this slither of an angle that he has. Oh my god. Wow.
Oh,
Actually,
XMS, it was XMS.
XMS have got the kill there. I thought Happy maybe pulled that one out the bag, but XMS will die as well.
Well then, Scream kind of has to wait for his teammates to rotate, and this is not going to be an easy one for Envy. They've got one player, RPK, moving into the events, but look at this two-man setup by the T's. Make it 3. We've got Twist. Oh, the timing is unreal, but Twisty can't get the kill. Finally. That would have been embarrassing. And this comeback is, sorry, this defense is on. It was looking hard in the first place. Okay, Scream, hello. 2 more to find. He's got a kill as well. Scream is the bomb's planted for Vents. He surely cannot do this. He surely cannot do this. Ooh, just run straight past Dennis. No need for him to peek, but he'll get that last kill. Scream almost made it a thing.
That's what Scream does, man. This is who Scream is. That's who he is, right there.
They talk about my one taps and also my mouse.
God damn. Well, really nice attempt there from Scream, but it will not yield the round. It will be some money in the bank, though, for him. But the UMPs are out in force here for GODSENT. So great start from the Swedes here on their map, their home map, I would say, as we are going to see some pressure from GODSENT towards main, perhaps. Or actually, no, just falling back out of main immediately, as I said that. So never mind. They're going to go into middle instead. And ENVYUS sort of stacking towards the A side here. GODSENT really need a player to get the information, but everybody's got sort of similar equipment. I guess that's all the information you need. Now comes the split into B. And this is interesting because they're sort of gambling here. There's no way they could know the stack is on A, but they sort of guess right in this position.
Those shots from Scream in that last round reminded me of, I guess it was Kingwin at the time when they 16-0'd versus Pro at DreamHack Valencia at the Face It League finals.
And he was sitting on B just wrecking a room with an M4A1.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Like
Mercenary team, last minute replacement as well.
Was it an ace or was it like a 4K or something, that one particular round? Where he's defending on the B-bomb site? Because that was the most iconic round I can remember from that game.
I do not remember. My memory is very bad, unfortunately.
It's all the jet lag and sleep deprivation. It's getting to you, James. It's ruining your cognitive.
That's why I'm terrible. That's why I'm terrible on on chat shows. What are they called? The things that like Duncan does. What do you call it?
Podcasts.
Podcasts, but not really. I don't know, because podcast to me is like voice only, right? But anyway, I'm terrible on this because I can't remember anything. So it's like I just can't remember anything that you're asking. I'm sorry. My memory is terrible.
I mean, it is a big thing though. Like, if you are like getting a lot of sleep deprivation, the first thing that goes is your creativity apparently, and your short-term memory.
My creativity. But my memory is.
Think of how much more creative you'd be though.
That's true. That's true. I am a Creative director after all. Let me create.
You're a creative. What GODSENT are trying to create a
Did you
victory.
say I am a creative?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can say
I just
that.
wanted to check. I
Yeah.
am a creative.
Yeah.
I suppose you
That
could
works.
technically say anything you wanted to, but
No, that works though. That actually does work. You're creative. Here for GODSENT, taking all kinds of damage. That's a great grenade there from Happy to take the frag as well. And now all they have to do is just sit on this man advantage they have. Or if you Scream, you could just slam the side in the face with your M4.
Screams like some kind of Belgian Chuck Norris. I wonder what a Belgian Chuck Norris would be called. I mean, they're famous for like chocolate, right? And is it Hergé who wrote Tintin? I think it's Hergé. I don't know how you pronounce it. Maybe I'll ask him one day. Both the GODSENT players in the vents and up against XMS. XMS trying to buy time for his team, but he bites bullets. Happy with a spray, but not quite hitting the mark. Dennis has made his way. Ooh. CT. Oh, Dennis. Lovely aim from him, but both these players are in the red. Happy in the clutch. Not one for walking around when he's trying to clutch Happy. Often ends up just running all over the place. So what's he going to do? GODSENT trying to slow it down. They've got 40 seconds and it's abandoned ship. But will Happy identify this? They're making their way towards the A site. But Twist, what is he doing? He's got a bomb.
And an orb. And he's waiting in the middle area.
This is curious.
It feels like they're making this more complicated than
I
they
think
have
they're
to.
trying to make it extra safe. Dennis is like, okay, it's definitely clear, but Happy's rotating now. And if Dennis doesn't look towards the car position, which surely he can't, then Twist, with all of 23 HP, may get cut down by Happy, but Happy makes his way to the side. Oh my god, this is going to get super weird, super weird! The time! There's 5 seconds, he's got to plant default, and he manages to do it. This is insane. Happy making his way around. Twist jumping up, but again, he's in the reds, and he's dead. At least he made it to the site.
Yeah, I really feel like they made that a bit too complicated. I mean, as you say, there's like some merit for like making sure that it's clear, but there is, like, you never want to have no time.
I think it's okay. I can't again. I'm trying to retrace what happened there, right? When it's a 2 versus 1 and they run away, but I think it's reasonable. It looks high risk, but that doesn't mean it's a bad decision because one is 10, one is 23. If Happy rotates towards that car position, he's going to kill both of them as they're trying to cross, which is, I think, the main reason why they sent one person there to scout, because if they both go and Happy is there, then that's pretty much GG. But if one person goes there and Happy is there, he can go towards the B-bomb site and at least plant the bomb.
There's other solutions, I think, to that problem, though. But
like what?
Like you could go door, both go door. Because Happy would have to commit into the site then. And that's
true,
That's
yeah.
less likely that
That's
you would
true.
do that.
Yeah. I
But
don't think it's a bad decision, though. Necessarily. I think
no, it's not a
yeah.
bad decision, but it is definitely making it a bit more complicated. I'm a fan of simple in Counter-Strike. Do the simple things well.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
He's quite good.
He is.
His team's still not winning though.
He's delivering on the statistics.
Yeah, he is. Ooh. We get the push coming in from GODSENT into A here again, testing the waters. 6er here with the AWP. Well, that's a very well timed incendiary, actually. You can see that's just before all the smokes pop. That is brilliant. And now 6er with all the freedom there as the Molotov has slowed the push to actually get a pick off. And they are sort of just coming in one by one here. And oh man, this is too easy, isn't it, for ENVYUS right now?
But it's going to get harder because Twist has picked off 6er. But Happy still delivering with the AWP, re-peeking. And Twist will take him down. But it's a 1 versus 3. There's a flashbang. He's trying to make the odds a bit better for him, but RPK is pretty much unstoppable in Counter-Strike at the moment, and he will collect the second AWP for Envy. 2 rounds between the 2 sides, and the money is ropey for the Swedes.
So pretty close affair here between these two. What are GODSENT going to go for? There's a lot of mix-ups they can still, look to throw in there. I would love to see what ENVYUS were doing, or them doing it, which is, taking over checkers, doing a set piece onto the B-bomb side. They are moving towards B at the moment with a couple players, so it would be cool to see them just pressure any players out of checkers or out of the, obviously, we can see that there's no players in that position, but you want to show the grenades. They don't know that. They just need to clear it still. And that's what they're doing. I like this. Dennis is really that man. And XMS, I think, perhaps giving away his position with the shots through the smoke there. Dennis has found himself a great position to be in. There's no incendiaries, though, or Molotovs. And that is so good at taking this B-bomb site, but never mind.
I think Dopplan is in mid as well. And ideally, once you take checkers, it's nice to take mid and then split the site through the vents. And GODSENT are in position to do exactly that. And maybe Dopplan just stays in the vent to play close quarters with the Deagle. Nice spammable. Scream walks out to his doom off the plank. XMS though on the high ground. We've got T's moving through the smoke and it's not going to work out for them. XMS maybe saving this round for his team. Dopplan with the Deagle can't get it done. Dennis will trade 1 versus 2. Dennis entirely capable of doing this.
That's unreal there. XMS with 4 kills. Dennis has to top that. Will do even better to win this round. He's got to get the ace at this point as he now pushes towards exactly where both players are going to be, and he's misread it, unfortunately for him, and RPK takes an easy one. XMS, massive work, massive damage done in that position. I don't think anybody expected that. He seemed to make everything look very easy from that elevator in a very exposed position.
Yeah, but when they were running through the smoke, it made it a lot easier for him. Dennis has got 30 kills. Yeah. What the hell? Look at the stats on GODSENT. He's got 30 kills and the nearest person to him is 12. Dennis, what are you doing in this game?
He's just been beasting the entire time, both halves.
30 kills in 21 rounds, and his team are up there with well, they're around the head. But yeah, you see XMS got so many fights around the smoke. Huge advantage for him, and he made it work for his team. And you might say GODSENT are unlucky to lose that round, and it's compounded problems for them. Dennis has the 1 AK for the side. Oh, 6 are unscoping at the wrong time. He will reposition. We'll see what GODSENT do with mid. In fact, they're moving through it pretty quickly.
Dennis has the Soul AK. The flick shot will miss from Sixer, though. He's going to be really cautious here. Middle's been completely given up. This is a great position for GODSENT to be in, obviously, having this mid control as they do. ENVYUS are in a position where if GODSENT just sit still, exactly this happens. Someone has to push for info. It's going to be Scream. He picks up a kill as well. Pinpoint precision on the M4A1S there, and he will back out. Really good stuff there from Scream.
Just want to mention that, like, those shots missed from Sixer, you know, that's an example of the criticism that he can sometimes come under. Missing shots like that shouldn't be happening, really. Envy 1 round behind, and these silenced M4s are going to be clearing up these pistols. And they still need to do more. There's a support flashbang coming in, and Scream is there to pick off Twist, and XMS will deliver once again. Very patient bursts, and now the score is tied. It was an eco for GODSENT, but it's buy time for them now.
Yeah, it looked pretty clean from XMS. You can see he was enjoying that. I guess everybody enjoys shooting guys without helmets in this game. That's always fun. Anyway, it's going to be a tight score indeed, and GODSENT, they may be considering switching things up a bit here, try and get themselves back into winning ways. And indeed, we get a door push coming in from ENVYUS. Oh, GODSENT though, they got Twist on that AWP, taking down Happy. And this is a great response already there, but they're waiting for it. That is basically the round done. What can you do now?
They ran, I think, into a triple peak. I'm pretty sure that was a triple peak there.
Yeah, they were just waiting.
How often does that happen?
Just waiting. Yeah, boosted there, just waiting for the aggression.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff from GODSENT. And that has torn Envy limb from limb, hung, drawn, and quartered.
The funny thing is that if Happy doesn't get if Happy doesn't get picked off there, they may not actually push that deep from the door. Like, you might just take the door position, because that's always a risk. You sort of want to push it later into the round when you're sure that the T's are moving. And this is just a nice clean-up here of the remaining players of ENVYUS from GODSENT. But yeah, I think that pick-up onto Happy sort of forced their hand to push and commit to the push a bit prematurely.
Dopplan's got a nice spawn here. And because of the money situation on Envy, I wouldn't even throw in the AWP. I think they can just peek with an AK. In this situation, before the CTs can get close, could opt for a fast boost as well. So he's gone for the obscured smoke. I throw that smoke as well. But it can be dangerous on a round like this to drop that smoke in, because the CTs can fight behind it. Because like, if I'm a CT in that situation and I see that smoke, I'm just going to run towards T warehouse backwards, facing CT spawn, so I don't get flashed. So I think it's dangerous to put a smoke out there. That can be punished.
This is dangerous. Nice pick off there from XMS. Scream with a flash in as well. And he's going to arrive from the position up top. And he's going to burn. That's very unfortunate for Scream, but the damage has been done here. Just Freddy B and Twist left alive. But They are doing some good work here. It's up to Happy. Freddy B is critically low. Twist, just got to be careful here. Happy whiffing all of his shots. Unfortunate there for ENVYUS. It's a great attempt. They went stack. They went with the B stack, and that's exactly where ENVYUS went. Rather, sorry, that's where ENVYUS wasn't on their last stack. They were on the A side of the map last stack, and I think GODSENT went B the last time. So ENVYUS was like, okay, we'll go B this time then.
Well, this is not looking good for Envy at the moment. Down to the pistols. Incubus have a song, right, where the chorus is, yeah, my gun is a pistol. I don't know where the A comes from. I just thought you might like to know that, Dan.
I think that is like what they're called in some language at least, so.
If you are aware of this language, feel free to tweet me. I'm curious. It's always good to learn random things. I had a taxi driver, right, who said, because we're in Santa Monica, and I was saying that I quite like people in the south because they're really nice. And he said that people here have a lot of useless stuff to say, which quite tickled me. Like, if you cut off the tail of a lizard, it grows back, or whatever it was. It was quite amusing. Journey home yesterday. Happy left alone. He's isolated in a world without friends because everyone's gone. He's on the island with the ball called Wilson. If you were on an island on your own, Dan, would you talk to yourself?
Probably, yeah. Eventually, I think eventually you'd naturally just do it. Yeah.
I talk to myself anyway. Would make no difference.
You are mental, James.
I would simply be me.
It's funny. I have apparently like people who do like late night security shifts and stuff. Where, where you're basically doing the shifts by yourself. I had a friend who did that, and he said like after a while, he just starts talking to himself. But he said he's like doing it without realizing, and eventually he sort of caught himself, and he's like, then he said to himself, "Man, I gotta stop talking to myself." They said that out loud. Yeah, irony is nice, but yeah, apparently that's fairly common if you are isolated, James. Perhaps it makes you feel less lonely. The sound of a voice, even if it's your own.
It's an interesting set. 3 rounds between these two sides. GODSENT fighting for this first map between these two teams today. Happy and Sixer on sniper rifles. Grenade situation isn't spectacular for Envy. Dennis appears to be on fire, but he has escaped. There's a wall of smoke in the middle area, but there's nobody behind it, apart from CTs, in fact.
It's looking quite good at the moment for those CTs, especially after that pick-off from RPK. They've got a good awareness as to what's going on right now. Oh, this is a great position for Sixer, able to catch one up onto the red container there. Someone's actually managed to sneak their way towards quads. It's Disco Doppler, and that's Sixer dead. In comes the flank from Scream, though, and you can see all the time was bought for ENVYUS. They already knew what's going on. The rotations are in so fast, and Freddy B is without anywhere to go at the moment, trying to buy himself some position with the flashbang, but it does not work. It's the defuse here for ENVYUS, and they have managed to pick up another round. So where is this one going to go? There is some money there for GODSENT.
Then it's slowed down now in terms of the kills.
Oh, I wanted to see him make 40 in regulation, man. He was on point for that.
Time for his teammates to catch up with him. The Envy is one team where the silenced M4s are still fairly popular. I remember Existence, when he was part of this team, or one of the French teams, who knows anymore. He was one player who would sometimes pick up drop an AK to pick up a silenced M4.
Wasn't that before the rate of fire nerf, though?
Of course.
Yeah. Not as relevant now, but looks like ENVYUS are going to be just massacring the GODSENT players here as they come through middle. That's not a good look for GODSENT. That fast mid take. And ENVYUS have been playing 3 mid, or at least 3 present towards mid in a lot of these rounds. So GODSENT perhaps needs a different approach if they want to just bum rush it in this way.
Yeah, GODSENT have not identified that Envy haven't been respecting their grenades into the mid area, like the wall of smoke that they had on the previous round. There was no one there for the T side, and the CTs knew that because they had somebody push through it. So Envy will play mid with confidence, and perhaps that will help them pull back to 14-14. They haven't lost a player in this round just yet either. GODSENT, Dennis. I don't know how that's not a headshot, but such is life. So it's Schneider, and again, it's a question of damage. He's got $1,400 in the bank, so it seems very likely that we're going to see a tied score here towards the end of cash.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one. Schneider will go down, and that is that for that round. Who is going to start to creep towards that 16 now? GODSENT mid 2 away. Yeah, you can see there's like RPK is just like not blind. There's like no flash for.
I don't know how he didn't get flashed at all there.
Yeah, he's
like at all. It was zero flash. That's really weird.
So his position was just without a flash.
It almost looked like a glitch because I could see. I don't know. I need to watch it again. Anyway, GODSENT on the pistols, unsurprisingly, waiting for the molly to go. And Twist may try to draw the fire of the CTs, but they're in sensible positions. The run boosters failed. The pop flash is there. Twist will charge in blind. Sometimes the roll of an entry frag, although there may be no frags in this round. Okay, one person's down. And it'll be all GODSENT on the floor, past the body bags, and zip them up. 14-14.
Yep, easy days, easy times here for the GODSENT guys in that round. So we'll see whether or not... sorry, ENVYUS guys in that round. So we'll see whether or not they can continue with these double orbs here for success. And it'll be a massive victory for ENVYUS just because, again, this is probably GODSENT's best chance against them is cash. ENVYUS certainly favored in this matchup, especially with their recent results. And we see that presence in mid again here from ENVYUS. RPK and Scream with that crossfire. However, there's no direct challenge just yet from GODSENT. They may go to a challenge for middle, but they would... The most sensible thing usually is to wait until they're around the 1 minute mark. And Sixer, great positioning here. Very exposed, but they were not looking for that one. And, oh, there's a player creeping around the side here. This could be problematic. Oh, the flick from Happy. What a bro saving Sixer there.
That's a great snap. That's the kind of shot that we need to see Sixer landing as well. Primary AWPer for the side. Scream up close, getting a kill. 5 versus 2, and it seems that Envy might just steal away a match point from GODSENT. Didn't look likely, but you do go back to that execute in mid, and maybe GODSENT just not being aware that Envy had no respect for those grenades. Twist with the bomb and a smoke, and a horrible situation. Double peek if he was to go wide, but Happy delivers once again with the AWP. Happy having a good game, 25 kills for him.
Yeah, almost as good as Dennis, but it's the end result that counts, and it's looking like that could be swinging in the favor of ENVYUS at this point. Look at the money, look at the buy here from GODSENT. It's awful. Only one AK-47, not really the amount of utility that they would like. And ENVYUS just rocking the double orbs here. They got 2 AKs as well in the mix. And GODSENT, oh my god, are they going to go with the A push? Looks like they are, setting up the set piece onto the A site. And this could work out really well because ENVYUS have like 2 players on B and 2 in middle. This could be very problematic for Sixer. Well,
they're going for the close quarters play. Sixer, there we go. That's a good start from him. Where's the rest of the team, though? Sixer's been... he's had too much freedom towards this site with the AWP over multiple rounds. And, I mean, this is so slow, such a slow execute from GODSENT, but they've finally taken him down. Top-land of the AWP, Happy charging through the smoke. Oh, that's a lovely angle from him. Nice headshot. Scream finishes off Dennis. 16-14 in favor.